So we are back here in the far fields because there's something I kind of want to do over there. Actually, let me check something. Never mind. Okay. Oh, okay, there's actually some things we can collect up there. We do need some money. Yeah, so there's the Savage Beast Fly, the Revenge. We're not going to fight it yet, though. Instead, we're kind of going to do something similar, more or less. Jerk. So, way over here... I'm killing you guys for some money, too. That goes into the lava. It's not there. So yeah, up here is some stuff we can claw line. And we can enter this new little establishment. Yeah, and blowing that up will immediately bar our way out. Descend here carefully. Ow. Ascend there carefully. So yeah, this little area seems meticulously designed, as if we're gonna have to climb back up here pretty soon. And it seems suspiciously lengthy at that. Should have clicked the clean grip, actually. So we got these Beastfly minions, coincidentally. Including this guy. This guy's actually a new Beastfly minion. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, definitely rely on pogo strats here. Yeah, we got some more Beastfly minions. Very easy, though. And now we got two of the flame-shooting ones. That's why we're wearing the Magma Bell right now. They're being at just the right height to be annoying. Alright, thankfully we survived that one. Honestly, I'm surprised we didn't die there. And now we gotta climb, 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 buckaroo! And bear in mind, you're designed to do this without the double jump. The double jump makes this so much easier. And we did open this shortcut on the way down. No, that is not a shortcut. That is, absolutely not a shortcut. I was very wrong there. But, yeah, that's all overall very easy. And then we get you. So yeah, that's all I wanted to come here for, just a mass shard. We're gonna fight the Beastfly later. Alright, so now we don't need our Magma Bell for a little bit. just put... We're going to put the Wreath of Purity on, because we're going to need that pretty soon. We're going to go to the slab, because we got the Apostate key now. So we can enter this room. Penitent, 8th of the 12th, guilty of the sin of irreverence, penance by chaining, absolution granted after death. Penitent, 2nd of the 4th, guilty of the sin of dissonance, penance by silencing, absolution granted after death. 4th of the 4th, guilty of the sins of infirmity, sickness, penance by swallowing, absolution granted after death. And that's kind of something you learn in the White Word. They forbid infirmity and sickness. 12th of the 1st, guilty of an unnamed sin, penance by casting, absolution not granted. I wonder what that was. So, we had this secret hole up here. Basically, as soon as you get the double jump, you are not able to do the prison escape sequence. Which means you will not be able to explore the slab until you get the Key of Apostate. And with the Key of Apostate, you can access this secret tunnel, which has a memory locket. And this passage will take you to where the escape sequence begins. So yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, something else I forgot to show is that, so, after you get your cloak back in the escape sequence, the description for this reads, smells strongly of fly. But that description goes away as soon as you dip in a hot spring, which I did go into the Citadel spring at some point, so now we don't get to see that. So sorry I forgot to show that, but that is a really neat detail. We can come up here to open that shortcut. And then you wouldn't be able to open this door until you got the Key of Heretic at the end of going through all the slab. We can get a bunch of money. Which I do actually really need some money right now. But if you jump on this treasure chest, you can get up into this secret little hole, which I will not be exploring right now. But just remember that for later. Okay, since we don't have a map, I can't really show this, but the map would basically imply that there's a passage between here and the train station. But that's because the bench icon obscures the gap between these two parts, so it just fools you. It gets a lot of people, believe me. And now we're going to descend to the bottom floor of the slab. So yeah, so now we're seeing this spiky coral that you might recognize from the Memoriam. So directly beneath the slab, there is another area called the Sands of Karak. We haven't been there yet. But this is a cool little world-building detail. The slab is built right on top of Karak, which means the coral kind of grows down here. And I just really love, like, when two areas are close together, there's some form of environmental bleed-in, even though there's not actually a shortcut between the areas. Like, we had something similar when we were in the halfway home. Actually, no, we haven't actually done that yet, so I won't talk about that right now. But just trust me on that one. It's just a really cool detail between these areas. So in here we'll find some of these snitch bugs. The snitch bugs actually steal your rosaries, which is the stupidest thing I've done today. Sadly, we have to go back in there and get all that back. So you know what, we're going to hold off on that for a smidgen, and we're just going to head up here first. So the apostate key can open one more door up here. And we have a fun little platforming room where you need to follow this spike up and let it help you. Easy. And now we can get another full heart container. Perfect. So that was kind of my plan right now, to get an extra heart container. So let's go get our money back. Yeah, this way. See, I even got their journal entry. This is even better. That's really all we had to do. Just wanted to open that way up for nothing and get those guys on the journal. Alright, so... now we are... let me think, actually. Okay, I kind of want to do a couple other things before going to Sinners. Like, I want to just gather some money. So we are going to head to the corral chambers. And we're going to climb to some new heights. Oh! There's also something in here, actually. Yeah, so there's a little breakable ceiling. And we find even more money. Yeah, let's let you crawl in peace, friend. slab. We've been in here. So yeah, this is kind of like a soda vendor place, where, you know, you pay money and you get soda from the machine. In this case, though, it's Silk, so I'm not going to waste money on that. This way, yeah, I think we found the flea in this room, so... Alright, good. Yeah, I wanted to find this room. So we saw another one of these in the Memoriam. This one should be easy to memorize. We get the second cog heart piece. I do need to kill a couple of you for the journal, so sure. You see, like the upper left area of Coral Chambers does confuse me. Like, I just don't memorize it as well as other, you know, maps. It's like right now, where the heck are we? Honestly. Okay, yeah. Okay, we want to go up here now. I think I'm starting to remember where we are. Been up here. Yep, there's Grindel again. Stole another treasure. Actually, let me think. Okay, I'm gonna take off the anklets. I'm gonna put the clean grip on, because that'll actually be more helpful here. Is there anything I can put on besides the wreath? I mean, nothing else is especially needed right now, so I'm just going to keep the wreath on for later. So yeah, we're going to ascend to a new area that we need the claw line to enter. Having the double jump will make this a lot easier. He gives you a silk refresher because you have to spend silk to get up here. Welcome to the High Halls, the main water basin for the Citadel. And this enemy reminds me of the Scornet Maestro from Pikmin 3. The magnetite bridge is definitely helpful here because all this money falls into the flowing river. Yeah, High Halls is a very lovely area. Love all the... Why didn't you bounce on the spikes? Love all the flowing water. Now, here's a little double jump secret. Now, it's possible to get up here by pogoing an enemy, but you immediately need double jump in the next room, because Team Cherry planned around that. I think we're gonna have to kill this guy before you ascend farther, because he's just being annoying. There we are. But now there's another one. Yippee. Well, this is going disastrously. Yeah. Having those two guys here is actually pretty irritating. And now I'm out of silk, so I can't even do this. Actually, you know what? That's actually something we can put on over the Purity Wreath right now. We can just put this on. Okay. Yeah, believe it or not, the Weave Light has its advantages. See, I just want to use them for pogoing, but they're so evasive. Thank you, friends. That's all I ever wanted from you. So yeah, we can get a spool, getting ready for an upgrade again, and we're just going to fall straight down to safety. We want to head down, so of course we're going to go up first. Can find some gold. Well, they're anything but gold, really. Alrighty then. Then you have to kind of descend carefully past these spikes. Ouch! Remember, you have to double jump before you can trigger the glide, which is kind of irritating. Especially in tight places like this. Alright, so we're going to come in here, and there is a new tool we can make with cracked metal. This is one of my favorite tools. The cog flies. So, those Scornet Maestro dudes were using these very cog flies, because you recognize them in the background. So now we can use them. They are one of the best tools, mainly because they take no real skill to use. Like, as soon as you summon them, they will home in on the targets. And nothing can stop them until they run out of hits, and then they'll just break on their own. So yeah, cogflies are just very good. Especially for the inexperienced players like myself. So, now I'm gonna show you guys another little steel silk secret. As soon as this guy leaves me alone. Alright. Oh, come on. So, that wall on the right there would be a hidden room there in steel silk mode. And it's for the side quests in that mode. There's also a breakable wall here, which will lend us a nifty little shortcut. Oh, there's another giant one in here. I forgot about that. So yeah, now we get our first Solemn Cylinder. That is another treasure we can sell for money, but we can't sell it to the Relic Seeker, in Belheart. We haven't met the guy who will take these yet, but they make money, so they're good to have. So this is a shortcut back to this first room here. The rest of High Halls will be easy sailing. Yep, right here. You can get us a lovely bench room. Pay for... This should actually be our final elevator. And we'll just buy the map here. You know, the map station's right here, so if we need to come back and get it later, we can. I don't really care right now. And this door can be opened with a simple key, which we kept this simple key from back in Sinner's Road. So I never actually showed this, but you basically pay 80 rosaries to these devices, and you get a string of 60 rosaries. You basically had to spend 20 rosaries to preserve some of your money in case you die. But I'm good at this game, so I don't need that. So anyway, this room in particular. As we can see here, this is the vault, the rosary vault. Well, that was a nasty combo. Ow. So yeah. Lots and lots of moolahs. Definitely have your brooch on because it's kind of annoying to collect all this stuff. Including an extremely rare pale rosary necklace, which will get you 340, whereas the heavy rosary necklace is 220. So yeah, very, very expensive. But more importantly, down here, so Up there would have been the rosary converter machine. From that, we can get the rosary cannon. This tool shoots rosaries. It doesn't use shards, but your actual rosaries. You can fill it with 80 of them and shoot them at enemies. And I am never going to use it because I need my money, and it's also not that strong or convenient, honestly. Like, if it's a choice between Rosary Cannon or the Silk Shot, the Silk Shot is superior in every way, and much less costly. I mean, it probably costs a good amount of shards, but you get my point. So yeah, that was a fun little venture. Mostly, I wanted to go in there to make some money. So last thing we're going to do in High Halls now is up in this room. We can get some more money, that's good. But now we're going to move this little bed over here. Don't mind him, he's dead. Dead in his bed. We can double jump into where this waterfall is. And we find this room where all these puppet creatures come from. Yeah, this is basically their breeding ground. We can pogo them to get up here. And cutting those strings destroys them forever. So now that is just one less enemy breed we have to worry about. They're all gone. And also, fun fact, if an enemy becomes inaccessible, such as the wraiths from Sinner's Road, speaking of which, they will be automatically added to the journal. So now, okay, we're not going to go to Sinner's Road just yet, but what we will do is go back to First Shrine. So yeah, now we have another kill quest for the Coral Chambers. We have to kill, like, the pilgrim enemies, and not the swordsman. You don't... Okay, yeah, I do actually need this simple key. So yeah, that's the main reason we came here, to get that. Because we just used that one to go up there. Hang on. Let me think. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna bust these right now, because we're gonna purchase some things. See, we just spent like 650, and we already got up to 900 with all those necklaces we've been holding. Gonna visit our good friend, the architect. And we have some unique dialogue about the cog pieces we've been finding. Talking about the Sentinels. Anyway, we're going to get a strength upgrade for our tools. That'd be nice. And we might as well go ahead and buy the cogwork wheel, which is also a very nice tool. There's gonna be another new quest that appears there later. So now we're going to Bywater because this is actually the closest station to Sinner's Road. There. We're not going to explore Bywater just yet, but I just want to come up here to trigger something else. Just since we're close to it. So we can double jump up here now and access the rest of Bywater. We're just gonna head into Chakra's room.
Yanada.
Yeah. So, to explain a little bit of the lore here, the Bywater is directly beneath the petrified ducts. The ducts flush out the Citadel's waste. And that waste pours down into Bywater. And from Bywater, it pours into Sinner's Road. So that's where all this maggot water comes from. That's why it's so darn filthy. Well, let me actually redo my tools for a bit here. I'm going to just show you guys what the cog flies look like. Because they'll actually be helpful against the boss we're about to face. So yeah, you can survive about 12 seconds in the maggot water as long as you got the Wreath of Purity. Of course, like it doesn't wear down fast because as soon as you fall in maggot water, you should immediately bounce out. You know, just as a reflective impulse. You know. Now this room used to be the mist, but because we defeated Phantom, the mist is gone because the mist was being produced by the exhaust organ, which she was playing. This will take us right back to Sinner's Road. Save at this bench. And then we are finally going to free this guy down here, Mr. Prince. So I am free despite no requests of mine for aid. And I do not ask gratitude. The key merely fit the lock. If you choose, stay in here and wait till your shell hardens the crust. No, I shall depart shortly. With my way clear, my wish again propels me, though I try to avoid it. And safe journey, tall bug. I'll not pry further. Clearly you bear your own burden. So yeah, we just started a lengthy quest chain. But speaking of quest chains, we're about to continue another one. Actually, we're about to continue two of them. So yeah, this is the courier's brother that we were asked to rescue. He's here in Sinner's Road. In fact, this quest is meant to help you find Sinner's Road. Which course, we already knew its existence. We got to do some cool sequence breaking. And saving this guy will allow us to continue another quest line. Yeah. Going into this fight with full health and some extra silk. So now we're going to fight the boss of Sinner's Road. Meet disgraced Chef Lugoli. So, Lugoli will splash muck maggots at us, which is why we want the Purity Wreath. They also got that chubby lunch lady, design, which I appreciate. Classic cartoon trope. Well, you missed that. Wow, I am missing my silk shot like the dickens. Wow, she is very evasive. Okay, now I got her. Can't use the flies anymore, though. Gotcha, sucker. Oh, well, that was stupid. Oh, that was actually very easy. So we got the pickled muck maggot, which will be needed for the Taste of Pharloom quest. In fact, that's actually the first ingredient we've collected for that quest. Sadly, we don't really have much money right now, so we can't really go for another ingredient. No, I mean, it shouldn't be too hard to farm this stuff. Let's just kill some of the guys here. I was gonna say, like, this spike here damages me, but no, it was just the spike ball that he threw. It just fell down here. Oh yeah, we could also do this. And she tries to kiss Hornet, but no. Honestly, I should have talked to her a little bit ago, so I can have more tools to use. But anyway. So we need to get up to, like, 400 plus rosaries. Thankfully, there's some guys to kill in here, so why not? shouldn't be too bad, though. Can remove that for now, and we'll put the magma bell on because we're actually going to go to deep docks. Let's just do that as we're farming our money. Let's go to deep docks for a bit. Actually, change my mind once more. We're going to go to the blasted steps. Because there's some new heights we can access here. We should take the magma bell. Yeah, whatever. I'll do that in a second. This won't take long. Oh look, New, we just met you! So yeah, New will actually show up in certain boss rooms. Namely for like the non-sentient type of boss creatures. Like the Moss Mother, these conch flies, the Sister Splinter. So that's pretty cool. She actually, you know, travels around the world because she's actually pretty strong. So you notice these claw-line rings around Pinstress's house. Well, they can lead us to somewhere new. Ha! New! Ha 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 ha! So we have, this place is a little tricky to ascend. These guys. Coral sways, clear water flows upon our river free of time. Welcome to the sands of Karak. The place I mentioned was directly beneath the slab. And this is our main platforming gimmick for this area. But don't worry, it's not really bad at all. And we've seen this biome depicted in the Memoriam. First, we're gonna come to our first secret. And bear in mind, you're not intended to have double jump to get through here, but we do, so that's great. Sucker! I shouldn't have flown close to those spikes. So yeah, we just found another memory locket. Alright, want to see a little shortcut? Damage yourself on these spikes after hitting that, and you can quickly catch up to these platforms right here. Nice little, speedrun trick. More of a convenience trick. And then I totally flubbed it up because that guy is annoying. So, let's try that from the top, eh? Hogflies, just get him out of my way, please. Thank you. shards. Do not let them fall into spikes. Also, this is another area where you cannot gather rosaries. There's just no rosaries here at all. This is also our final chakra location. So now that we've met her in all these places, something should happen soon. More importantly, we're going to go up here. Get that guy out of the way. Now, hitting that stalactite will open a shortcut down to the Blasted Steppe station. Very, very handy. And that was actually my last save point, so that's why I didn't really save at Pendrus's house, because it's just better to save the Blasted Steppes, you know? Plus, I was confident I could get through that platforming, and I was right. Yeah. So here we have the Spike Maze Room. That guy's just thrashing about up there. Good for him. Ow. And that is our second ingredient, and that's all we need here right now. Well, in this room entirely. But we will just finish the rest of Karak since we're here. Like, it's a really easy area and very straightforward. Like, certainly don't need a map for it. So yeah, little shortcut here now. Now, if I could use you, I can do a little bitty skipperoonie. But I don't think you're going to cooperate, will you? Actually, you almost did cooperate, but I kind of flubbed it. Not a big deal, though. So I'm just going to get rid of you. Alright, we can't really skip up there yet. Not a big deal. Can I skip to it from here? Oh, okay, I could almost do that, actually, but not a big deal. It's a flea! That's the only flea here in Karak. That's smart. Well, what? Okay, Hornet was just stuck on that, but doesn't matter. Get a nice elevator shortcut. Not only do we have a bench here, which we won't really rest in, but we have our final simple key. So now we'll show you where this elevator leads. There's something else we can collect there. So that takes us directly to the Blasted Steps boss room, which we haven't really been in there yet. Oh, I forgot! Okay, well, I'm gonna count this as falling for the elevator trap again. And here we find another Shardalard, the very rare metal slime-esque enemy. Very nice. And now, it makes me cringe how many players can't figure out how to get up here, because none of them think to go down here. Because of that, so many players never explore the top part of Karak until, like, Act 3. They just don't think to go down here, because they're just not very observant. Oh boy! Yeah, it's just that simple. Up here, we have a silk room, which like a little bit more, but oh well, what can you do? Perfect. That's all I ever wanted. So yeah, very easy. Then we have another shortcut down to the station. Which is why I'm still only saved at the station, because that's how much I didn't need that other bench. And up here is a very well-hidden secret that you need to claw line double jump into. So yeah, you do need the double jump for this part. Welcome to the Vault Nest, which is the other biome we saw in the Memoriam. Oh, I swear I didn't jump into that. Also, why do I still have the magnet bell on? Oh well. Heard an outcrop of Voltridian. So that's just something you can examine for your journal. You don't have to do anything with that. Just a special material collectible. But here we find the boss of the Vault Nest because it's a very small area, the Vault Worm. Same boss music as Flame Father, and it's also just very straightforward. Ow. Very, very easy boss. Similar to Flame Father, it gives us another Silk type upgrade. The Vault Filament. So, just as the Polyp Pouch can upgrade your tools, the Vault Filament upgrades your Silk skills. Gives them an electric charge. But since I don't really use Silk skills that much, I don't think I'll use it. Honestly though, of all the Silk skills I want, I think I prefer the Thread Storm, so we'll put that on. I guess we'll take out the Magma Bell. I guess I'll just have it on, because it might actually help me for this next boss. So yeah, we fought the boss of Vault Nest, but we haven't fought the boss of Karak yet. So remember how the other conch fly got away? Well, he's back for revenge. So that's how the Vault Filament works. I'm surprised I didn't even get hit there. I expected worse. So yeah, this attack is easy to dodge. Then you can get him there. How'd you hit me there, honestly? Minion still got me, though. Yeah, very easy boss. Great use of my tools as well. Alright, so before we head in there, there's a strange little ledge that's up here. That ledge is only relevant in Steel Silk mode, I believe. There's like a quest objective up there. Like, this place is also directly underneath Mount Faye, so it would have been cool if there's like a shortcut up to Mount Faye's bottom-left bench. So like, you know, if you came here with just your claw line ability, and you did all of this, it rewards you with a shortcut through Mount Faye. Like, you can skip the first part of it, basically. Would have been cool, honestly. At Water's source in Coral's heart, our lord born last to rule. So yeah, Chakra's dialogue mentions a warrior tribe that used to live here. This is basically their home, but they're all statues now, and that's their leader. And we get the conch cutter, which is another very good tool. There's also a bench in here for some reason, but we're not going to use it because we're just going to go right back to the station. And with that, we are done in Karak for now. Next time, we'll go somewhere else.